We've all been there, stuck in a creative rut, feeling like every idea is a dead end. Well, I'm here to help you break through that brick wall of writer's block and get back to doing what you really love doing. By the end of this video, you're gonna have a toolbox of actionable, real-world tips that you can use to start getting your creative juices flowing again and creating music. So let's stop talking about it and get right into it. Starting with tip number 1, change your environment. Sometimes the place where we normally write our songs becomes a bit of a prison, and we start to associate it with getting stuck. So the idea of this is to break out of that prison, get out of where you would normally write your songs, and try writing them somewhere with some novelty to it. Now, I really want you to think about where else can you take your songwriting? Literally, right? So you can move physically, try a cafe, try a different room if you don't want to leave the home, right? Try changing the smell of your environment. Try changing the lighting of your environment. Put on some noise in the background, some ambient noise. I like to use the sound of a rainy day cafe, which you can find on YouTube, and they just run for hours on end. Even a simple switch like facing a different direction can make a difference. I'm inspired already. Just whatever it is, try something different, something to make the place feel fresh to you. Right after this video, I want you to pick a new spot where you are going to write your music. In just 10 minutes, start writing and see if it makes a difference for you. Tip number 2, use songwriting prompts. Writer's block often happens because you don't know where to begin, right? And that's where prompts come in. Instead of waiting for inspiration to strike, we're gonna invite it over. And what these prompts will do is give you a place to start, and then once you're going down that road, you can start to adapt, you can start to twist. A songwriting prompt can be musical, it can be topical, it can be a lyric, it can be opening a book and picking a random sentence and deciding to write about that for 5 minutes. Write about a time that you felt completely alive. Find a song that you love and write a response back to it. Imagine you were writing a note to your future self. What would you ask? What advice would you give? These are just simple prompts that you can begin to flesh out and play around with. It may not lead to your next song. At the very least, gives you an opportunity to break out of your rut. If you need more prompt ideas, I will keep them coming to you through a lot of my YouTube shorts. So make sure you subscribe, keep an eye out for the notifications, but there's so many resources out there. Maybe you want to start with a chord progression. Heck, just sit down at a keyboard, pick up another instrument that you play a few notes, and come up with a melody and build off of that. After today, I want you to pick one of the prompts that I gave you, and just for 5 minutes, try writing about it and see what happens. Tip number 3, collaborate with other songwriters. So when I got into songwriting, everyone told me collaborate. I didn't know where to start, right? The fact of the matter is, it's super easy to collaborate with other songwriters. One of the places I want to recommend for everybody that really got me out of a rut, 100 Days of Songwriting. I strongly recommend you check them out. There is an annual membership, but they also have a lot of free perks. It's filled to the brim with potential collaborators, whether it's people giving you a potential lyric idea or wanting to actually sit down and flesh a song out with you. It's an amazing community, and I think that's a really great place for you to start. And no, that's not a plug. They didn't ask me, they don't know I'm doing this. I just really care about the work that they're doing, and I think it could help all of us. And there's more. You can connect with a local songwriting group, check out Meetup, and see if there's anyone local. Go to open mics and talk to the performers, talk to the other musicians who show up there, because chances are they're just like you, figuring out, how do I connect with other musicians? Even just bouncing ideas off of a friend. Hey, I've got this lyric idea, what do you think? Can make a big difference. One of my most recent songs, Trip, actually started way different. It was an acoustic ballad when the song started. Now it is not. And that all came from my singing instructor. She helped me realize that the mood of the music didn't match what the song was saying. And now it is a celebration. It is almost an anthem to love, which is totally different than how it started and much more true to why I wanted it to be. So just talk to the people in your circle, ask for their thoughts. Tip number 4, I need you to set creative constraints. It might sound strange, but setting limits on your creativity can actually fuel innovation, fuel creativity. Sometimes too much freedom can overwhelm us. You sit down in front of your notebook, you have a pen and a bunch of empty pages, and you don't know where to start. So what I want you to try is thinking of, how can I limit myself so that it actually gives me a starting point? You might even start to look at these as little mini songwriting challenges. For example, you might say, I'm giving myself 3 minutes to write 5 lines of lyric. Limit yourself to 1 chord progression for the entire song. Challenge yourself to write a 3-note melody and build the song around that. Add a line, and you see you through. If you're not quite sure where to start with setting constraints, I have plenty of exercises that I'll make sure I recommend in the description below, just to give you a chance to start playing around with some constraints. But again, the idea is you're giving yourself a room to break out of. You're taking control of the situation. You're beating writer's block by blocking yourself from overthinking. Which leads me to the final tip. Don't overthink it, don't overcomplicate it. Overthinking is a killer of creativity, and I'm the king of it. In fact, I'm trying it right now. Normally, I have a complete crazy camera setup with stand lights, and I only film at night because I need the lighting to be just right. I usually have a clip mic on. I am doing everything simpler today. If y'all watch this video and you like it and it works for you, I'm not gonna do any of that stuff again. Most of that complicated stuff, all the overthinking and overplanning, that is what was stopping me from creating for you. So watch the video. So the next time that you sit down, I want you to quiet your inner critic and just take 10 minutes and free write. Many of you know that free writing is one of my favorite activities. You pick a topic, you pick a concept, you pick a thing, an idea, and you just take 5-10 minutes and just free write. No editing. Don't fix your handwriting. If you're typing, don't correct spelling, don't correct grammar. Just let your brain flow. I promise you, if you stop thinking, you will start creating. All right, let's recap what we covered today. We're going to change our environment. We're gonna use songwriting prompts. We're gonna find people to collaborate with. We'll set creative constraints, and we're going to stop overthinking and overcomplicating it. I hope these tips help get you unstuck and starting writing the songs that you love again. Let me know in the comments below which tip worked for you. Please also ask for advice. I'm always sure to respond to you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tips. I'll see y'all next time.